A new Gallup poll came out this week, and it has some really unpleasant news for the Republican Party because, as the poll results tell us, more and more Americans are waking up every day and realizing that, wow, Republicans really suck. And I mean at everything. Now, don't get me wrong. This does not mean that more and more people are waking up saying, wow, the Democrats are awesome. So, hold the champagne corks for a minute, because this poll basically tells us that the American public hates both parties almost equally and does not trust either party almost equally. But the reason this is significant is because the same poll was conducted in September of last year. Conducted in September, poll released in October, obviously, just like this year. And last year, the Republicans did enjoy a majority of people in the country saying that, number one, they're the party that's going to keep the country safe. And number two, they're the party that's going to make America prosperous. We're going to have a booming economy under Republicans, unlike those Democrats. But just 1 year later, 1 year, not even a full year of solid Republican rule, and the public has realized, yeah, no, they're not going to do any of those things. They're not going to keep us safe, and they're damn sure not going to keep us prosperous. For the prosperous issue, last year, 50% of the country said, yes, Republicans will make us prosperous. Today, that number is only 43%. Compared to 47% who say the Democrats will make us prosperous. So yes, on that issue, the Democrats are in fact ahead. On the issue of who's going to keep America safe, Republicans went from 57% last year to 54% this year. Democrats are about 48%. So worse than Republicans, but both still not great. In terms of which party respondents think can handle the country's most important problems, Democrats hold only a 2-point lead at 40% compared to the Republicans at 38%. During the Biden administration, by the way, Republicans had an 11-point lead, so it has now shifted to 2 points for Democrats. Both parties have a favorability rating in the high 30s. So about equal on favorability. Nobody's really cracking 40, though. So yeah, bad news for Republicans, not great news for Democrats. But honestly, it's bad news for America. We are, whether we like it or not, a two-party system. Yes, we have third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth parties. Yeah, they exist, but none of them hold any power. None. Certainly not in the federal government, and definitely not any power in any way in any state. We only have Republicans and Democrats. We have 340 million people in this country that have to try to shoehorn themselves into one of two things. And I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm a member of one of these parties. Do I believe everything with this party? No. Do I believe this party is infallible? Absolutely not. Do I love most of what they're doing? No. Do I have beliefs that may be a little more radical than what they have? Absolutely. But I got two choices, basically, right? You got to do this one or that one. So we wedge ourselves in, and therein lies the problem. See, that's my takeaway from this poll. Because for a lot of times, some of us may feel like, well, yes, I am this because I like most of it, but, I wish there was something that had more of my beliefs, right? Like, I agree with them 55% of the time. I would love to have a party I agree with 75% of the time. And it's good to know that I'm not the only one that feels that. It's good to know that most Americans seem to feel that way, right? So that's good. What's not good is that we still don't have viable alternatives, something that's even more left than a Democrat. And yes, I know some parties do exist that are that, but again, they don't have the power necessary to invoke the change. Maybe we do need to split up the parties. Maybe we need two different versions of the Democrats, right? Take that thing, split it down the middle. Same thing with Republicans. Y'all have a very clear, easy split right now between MAGA and not MAGA. But most people want this. We need better options for political parties. There needs to be more competition, because when there's not more competition, it allows the two parties to become complacent, right? It's like, well, it's either us or them. We don't have to change. We don't have to keep up with these younger hip parties. And so they do grow stale. They both have. So that's my big takeaway from this. If you feel like, yeah, I like my party, but I would like something better, you're not alone. Because apparently most Americans, regardless of their affiliation, feel the same way about their party. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.